What is going on, YouTube? This is Sam from TeamSamuraiX1 here, and today, guys, I'm coming at you with another top local deck profile. I told you guys that this would be a new segment on this channel. You know, since a lot of people have been asking me, Sam, what's your locals like? What's the diversity of the, the decks? And Sean, what you came top 4 today. What are you playing?
The usual, because I can't afford dimension barriers and whatnot. Infernoids.
Okay, Infernoid. So, do you have anything else you want to say before we get started with the deck profile?
So today, basically, played metal. I've literally played the whole gauntlet of decks. Lost to you in top 4 with those frogs.
Sorry, man.
It's all good, no worries.
Yeah.
Played frogs and played rank 2 Paleozoics or whatever you call it in Swiss. BAPK, Tree Toad Heroes, Metal Foes, and what was the other deck? Shoot, that was game was
ABC.
ABC, there we go. And beat all of them except Metal Foes because, well,
yeah, it happens.
Just he top decked your deck.
Okay, so without further ado, let's start with the deck profile.
Alright, so first we'll start with the monsters. 3 Decatron.
Yep.
Heart and Soul. Oh, sorry. Heart and Soul of the deck. Normal summon. Cool combos you can do this against ABC. You can send Sightsamus, so when they chain out, usually they'll have everything in defense mode. If you can get this out, send Sightsamus, get out Sightsamus, you can have 2 banishes for the price of 1. Just gets you out of every situation. Easy instant fusion target with Norden. Easy way to make Omega or anything you need.
Yep.
1 Antra. It's a bouncer. It's okay this format. Better against BAPK and maybe the rank 2 deck. But other than that, like, doesn't really do much. It's mostly just another name.
Yep.
3 Harmodic, Monster Destroyer.
Yep.
Can't attack for the turn it uses it. Useful because you can usually use it to bait out the Dragon Buster. This and Antra. If you can use it to bait out the Dragon Buster so that they have to tag out, you're automatically at an advantage.
Nice.
Triple Patrulia. This is usually the card I find the most I have to send with Decatron because you build this deck to go second.
Yep.
And a lot of the times you have to pop back row. Again, helps you get into Omega. Just usually gets you out of floodgate situations too, because these are inherent, right? So they have to preemptively flip anything, even vanities. So what you'll usually do is if you see a vanities, you have a Decatron, you know that either they have to, unless it's Fogblade, they have to trigger a trap to get rid of it, or you just pop another back row and vanities goes to it.
Nice.
Triple Sightsamus, this is probably the MVP of the deck. This is by far the best card in this deck. Again, you attack a monster at the end of battle phase, you banish a card on the field. It's non-targeting, so it gets through a lot. And there's a really cool combo I'll show you later where you can protect this and still banish. Yeah, without this card, I wouldn't play the deck. It's that good.
Nice.
1 Atondel. This card's not great because a lot of stuff doesn't really find itself getting sent to the grave. And outside of BAPK, I don't find myself using this a lot. It's just another name for Imagination, usually. But it also, if you need to make Harbinger, it's there for you. That's about it.
2 Deviati.
2 Deviati and 2 Nanuku.
Spicy cards right now. They're
Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, amazing. They're really good cards. Suck to draw though. But usually you need 2 of each because when you play Imagination, if you mill 1, you always want to have another in deck because Tierra needs 1 of each to make it, right?
Nice.
So, outside of my other Infernoids, I only play 6 other monsters. Triple Raiden sets up all your synchro plays. Mill 4 usually. Just again, really good card. And searchable with charge. 2 Max C because you build this deck to go second. And yes, it does suck when you reasoning or gate into it. Happens more often than you think, sadly, but the amount of advantage you get if you can max C a gadget or you can max C a play going first just simply outweighs the downside because you're already going to draw a 6 card anyway.
Yep.
Anything you draw beyond that's just helpful. And shout out to my friend Wilson for giving this to me. Fairy Tale Snow. Probably the best common card in the game because against ABC or so many other cards, if they need to rank up or make something, you can banish all the spells from your grave or anything you don't need just to bring this out.
Yep.
A lot of times too, like today's ABC match, I found myself where I had Raiden and I need an extra synchro card. I would bring this back to make Omega.
Yep.
Or I would bring it out to make what I needed, even if it was a rank 4. Useful in the battle. Like pretty much the only way to counter Utopia I find a lot of times this format, especially because I play no traps outside of 1. So I can't say enough about this card. And usually you're always gonna have a full graveyard. So there's never really much of a downside to this card.
All right, so is that pretty much it for your monsters?
Yep, that's all of them.
Let's go after your spells real quick.
So the deck runs a ton of 1-ups right now.
Yep.
Needless to say. So 1-up start. 1 Pot Desires, because I right now can't get... you normally run 2 with this deck. Yeah, Pot Desires, I'm supposed to get 1. It's coming in. Just not here right now. But you run Pot Desires because a lot of times you make Omega so easily in this deck, and the cost is so negligible, and you run an pretty even count of monsters to spells and traps. So like, you're always... you're never gonna mill all you're never gonna banish all monsters. It's pretty much impossible. And again, the draw 2, it's probably one of the best cards in the game. Monster Gate, the Reasoning, 2 of your best cards. I don't think I need to say anything else about that. 1 Burial, just it helps in more matches than you know. Like in case you face Cosmo, ABC, your own deck. 1 for 1 because getting Decatron as quick as you can isn't a bad thing. And 1 Void Banishment. So this is a search card, and it has another useful effect. So you ditch a card to search out Imagination when you need it. And the other upside is, so when you have an Inferno and you attack, at the end of damage calc, you can banish that monster and the attacking monster and the monster that it attacked.
Yep.
So the cool thing about this card is when you bring out Tierra, if you search this with Imagination, bring out Tierra, it locks your field. But when you have Banishment, you can't bring out any other Infernoids, right? When you just have Tierra. So what you do is you attack with Tierra, you banish Tierra, banish their monster, and then you have basically any Infernoid you want to bring out just to ruin their field right after.
Nice, okay.
You run 2 Avoid Imagination because it's searchable. I don't mind just having to search 1. If I draw the other 2, great. I don't want to clog with too many, especially if they don't play an extra deck monster. I'm kind of screwed with it. This is again Shit-All Fusion on steroids. If they do have an extra deck monster and you don't, you use this. You send up to 6 Infernoids. You bring out Tierra. You send 2 Omegas and another card. You can play, and then you mill 3. You can play with what you want from your graveyard because you can use Omega to send stuff from their graveyard, send stuff from your graveyard. And again, the mill 3 just adds more fodder for maybe Snow, maybe your Infernoids. It's a really good card. 2 charge for the Raiden. 2 Left Arm Offering, just after you combo off, you use this, get what you need just to further your plays. Whether it's an Instant Fusion, whether it's a Void, whether it's a Reasoning, whether it's a Gate, whether it's even a Burial, it's just all there for you.
Yep.
When Lawnmower Next Door comes out, this will let me go up to 3. 2 Instant Fusion for my 2 Instant Fusion targets. 2 Book of Eclipse because
Vanities is a card.
Vanity's Fiend's a card. I don't have as many issues with some Floodgate monsters as other decks do where they need to kaiju it. Like ABCs, I can just bait it out. Beatrice, I can just bait it out. A lot of cards are just easier to bait out. And when ABCs tag out, I don't care because I'll just, if I can get out Sight Simus, I can just ruin their field and their graveyard. But what I do care about is Kieran, and Kieran fucks over my deck. Jowgen fucks over my deck, and Vandy's Fiend fucks over my deck. So this helps out, and it also helps out where if you have Tierra and you have this, and you can't find a way to get, like, unlock your board, you Eclipse, flip Tierra over, and then suddenly your field's reset to 0 again.
Yep.
3 Twin Twister because you're going second, and every deck has back row. On just the 1 Spiritual Swords. So basically what happens is if someone tries to attack you, you pay 1,000 to negate, and if it's in the grave, which is usually like your only form of defense except for Snow, you just banish it from the grave, and it stops them from attacking directly. So again, this and Omega, you just keep looping it, you don't die. The reason I like this over Rise over Full Height is because people can find ways. Rise to Full Height depends on Omega, because so if they break through skill, they find a way to stop Omega, your Rise to Full Height's dead. Yeah. Whereas this, if you can have it in the grave, it's just always available to you. Nice. And that's the deck.
All right, let's go up to your side deck real quick, and then we'll go up to your extra.
Okay, so my side deck, basically I had to alternate sleeves for this, so just don't mind that.
No worries. Yeah.
2 Volcanic Queen. Basically, I used to play lava golems, but I just ended up rolling with this instead because I don't want to. A lot of times when you play ABC or when you play another deck, if you have this in imagination, you kind of want to keep your imagination alive. So you don't want to get rid of 2 monsters. So you just get rid of the 1. You can't normal summon for a turn, but a lot of times your normal summon doesn't matter in this deck, and that's the one thing I found that I learned about this deck a lot more. So you use Volcanic Queen, and it bypasses reasoning, which is the other reason I like it better than the Kaiju. So if you mill and you hit this, it makes no difference to you.
Nice.
Tudenko Sekka, because again, your normal summon doesn't matter, and this, frogs, metal foes, if you can stop the counter, if they don't have Kieran's really helpful, just any back row deck, and if you can open this with Deviati, you pretty much have won the game, 9 times out of 10. 3 Ghost Reaper, which I'm thinking of cutting, just because I feel like maybe you maybe for Tree Toad, but like, you have such a good matchup against BA, and you have such a good matchup against ABC unless they open anti-spell and 2-strike and just go insane. That, like, this takes up a lot of room, and I don't really feel the need for it as much. Yeah, and like with Pot of Avidity coming out, it just kind of negates the effectiveness a little bit, but for right now it's there. 2 system down for obvious reasons. Honestly, like, against ABC, I find myself just using these 2 and 2 Volcanic Queen. And like, once you resolve this, it's hard to lose. 2 Typhoon for the Metal Foes matchup. 2 Mistake. I might bump this up to 3. This card wins games. Every deck, you have 2 search cards in your entire deck. Charge. Every card they have is pretty much a search card. You put this out. If they can't out it, you win. And 2 anti-spell for the Pendulum matchup. Again, probably bump this up to 3.
Alright, awesome. Let's go up to your extra deck. Real quick.
Okay. So I'll start with the Xyz.
Awesome.
Pretty basic. Dante for the cherries and the mill 3. Levier, because when you get back Decatron, it fuels so many plays. Dweller and Castell. Don't need to say much. Red Eyes Flare Metal, because if you can get them to close to game and
SI Simmons, right?
Yeah, if you can destroy their field, if you can put them close to game and you can make this, it's pretty much Gaga Cowboy but better. 1 Hope Harbinger for. So I noticed in one deck profile somebody asked me, how do you make Harbinger with this? So when you send Decatron and when you use Decatron, you send Sightsimist, that becomes 8.
Oh, okay.
So that plus a Tondel makes this. Anytime you go into Synchro, so say you make Scarlight and you have another 8, and you blow up the field, and afterwards you want to make something, you can make this as a countermeasure, because Scarlight kind of just stays by itself. So, Harbinger. 5 synchros, Chanbara. When you Norden to get Decatron, after like you're about to go for game, this is 44 damage on board, and that's no joke. Right? Start a Spark. So this is really cool because if you have a Floodgate, you can protect it, obvious, but it has a really cool interaction with Sightsimist, where if you bring out Sightsimist and start a Spark, you use Star Spark's effect on the Sightsimist. So if it's a bigger monster, you attack into it, and then you can banish it, and your Sightsimist doesn't die, and you've just removed a problem off the field. Double Omega, arguably just so insane with this deck. I don't think I can say anymore. Like, if Reasoning was back at 3, I'd probably try to find a way to play a 3rd one. And the 1 Scarlight just for burn and just to clear boards, just to clear massive boards if you need to. Now for the fusions, the 1000 Eyes. So this has a really cool interaction with this deck because, so you instant and out, you use the effect, you take a monster, and then if you can bring out an Infernoid, you can just tribute it off and banish something. And it's also good against like card decks like Heroes and stuff where you need to bait something out. So if you instant and you can bring this out, they'll have to respond to it because they want to lose their monster. And then that's the way you bait out whatever they have, and then you can actually make your actual play. So yeah, it's a really solid card in this deck. Norden, standard. Muster Dragon for the Cherries target and the 1 Tiara. If I cut the Reaper though, I'm probably going to cut this and put in a 2nd Tiara because it just adds extra tribute fodder.
Alright, awesome. Okay, Sean, do you have anything else you want to say before we cut off this deck profile?
Get this deck now because the prices are going up, and in February, I think this deck will be really fucking good. And
wait, February is when Lawn Mowing comes out, right?
Lawn Mowing and Madness, and this deck will be really good.
Wait, is that Raging Tempest?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the set after this?
Raging Tempest.
Wait, that's
Dusty Soldier.
Yeah, Dusty Soldier. Yeah. So Madness gives you a first turn play, which is the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah, it's
weakness of the
broken.
deck,
Yeah.
and Lawn Mowing just empties out all your Infernoids. This deck has surprisingly good matchups outside of Metal Foes. Like any deck that needs a graveyard, most oftentimes, unless you brick, you have an advantage over.
All right, awesome. Okay.
Just if you can manage your resources, and you can play this deck and win.
Awesome. Okay, Sean, thank you so much for this amazing deck profile. And this is Sam from Team Sam signing out. All right, guys. Peace.